do think the Branford Boase Award in itself is so special and worthwhile, and it's very exciting that so many of the first novelists that won the award have gone on to be such famous names. Now I'm waiting for some of the children and young people who win the Young Writers Awards. Hopefully they might go on and win future awards too. And it would be particularly wonderful if when they're in their late teens, 20s, and maybe write their first novel, that it gets entered for the Branford Boase Award and they come back here and win all over again. And I'll be an even more ancient old lady, very happily presenting them with something. Now, when I was a child, I was absolutely desperate to be a writer, and I think it was called the W.H. Smith Writing Competition. I went in for that every year, and guess how many times I won? Never. Never, ever. I got a very curt commended once, and that was all. So all the children and young people here tonight have done much better than me, and clearly have got a brilliant, talented future. I thoroughly enjoyed reading their stories. They were started off with a little paragraph, and then it was fascinating seeing how everybody sort of picked up the ball and went running with it and did their own type of story in the most imaginative and exciting way. So, okay, one of the first winners is Maisie Linford, age 17, from Ellesmere Port Catholic High School. Maisie sadly can't be here tonight, as she's doing voluntary work in Tanzania. You couldn't quite expect her to pop over here on the bus. But her sister Stephanie is going to accept the prize on her behalf. So if you'd like to step up with... Now we have Olivia Neve, age 12, who attends Chelmsford County Girls High School in Essex. And can I just say, I was particularly tickled in Olivia's story that it's told from the point of view of a well-known, successful, extremely aging author. I did have a little cackle at that. Please step up, Olivia. Parkinson, age 14, who attends Bournemouth School for Girls. Peter Wollweber, I hope that's how you pronounce your name, Peter, age 12, who attends Calthorpe Park School, Fleet in Hampshire. Age 16, Anna attends Craigmount High School, Edinburgh. Now we really have to tell you this. She was so keen to come here tonight that she got the early morning bus from Edinburgh at, what time was it? 5:10 this morning, was met by her Aunt Victoria, and she'll be going back on the 11:30 p.m. bus tonight. And our last winner, who can't be here tonight, is Evie Lunn, age 10, who attends Sheet Primary School in Hampshire. Now, Evie is on a school trip in the New Forest this week, but Anne is going down there tomorrow to present her with her awards.
The moment that we thought about doing this prize in 1999 was an incredibly sad one. Because we did it because we felt such grief and desolation that both Wendy and Henrietta died in such a short time, and we felt it really important to celebrate their talent and also to keep alive their incredible commitment to the best writing for children. If we don't set these very high standards, which Wendy and Henrietta were so passionate about, both in their different ways, one as the writer and one as the editor, if we don't keep those standards alive, we will always run the risk of children's books being popular but not great.
Now, something of a tradition here at the Branford Boase that the outgoing winner announces the incoming winner. And I'm pleased to tell you that thanks to the magic of modern technology, I shall be channeling Lucy Christopher this evening. I only do Irish and I do Johnny Vegas, but they're not really appropriate. But here's Lucy speaking to you all this evening. E.L. Doctorow says that writing is like driving at night in the fog. You can only see as far as your headlights, but you can make the whole trip that way. Well, a good editor is the person brave enough to be in that car with you, the one holding the road map. Some of the things we judges especially loved about these books are as follows. We adored the evocative and skillfully created world within J.P. Buxton's I Am the Blade. Tog is a lovable and vividly realised character, and the plotting and twists in his narrative were strong, surprising and entirely believable. It was refreshing and encouraging to see a new take on this important archetypal story. When I Was Joe by Karen David jumped up and hit us in the face, keeping us grabbed from the first moment, also keeping many of the judging committee up all hours until they finished it. Joe is hugely realistic and identifiable teenage boy, and it's easy to imagine how much teenage boys in particular would enjoy and respond to this important book. Tall Story by Candy Gourlay made us laugh and cry, often both at the same time. Its taut and emotive writing revealed so much about the importance of family and connection. This irresistible book is unique, charming, and hugely enjoyable. Unhooking the Moon by Gregory Hughes is a masterpiece in gutsy original writing. This is brave and unique young adult fiction at its best, with an important message about the value of siblings and with a flavour of Huckleberry Finn thrown into good measure. Jason Wallace's Out of Shadows takes us to the scary, vivid and emotional world of a 1980s Zimbabwean boarding school. The setting of this novel is extraordinary, realised in sense and sound and smell with terrifying emotional accuracy. It's an important and mind-changing book. Pat Walsh's The Crowfield Curse also takes us to a vividly and emotionally realised world and introduces us to one of the best new characters in modern young people's fiction, Brother Walter the Hob. The Crowfield Curse is beautifully written with an extraordinary attention to detail that never feels flawed or forced.
Gosh, this is very exciting. The winner is Out of Shadows, published by Anderson Press, with editor Charlie Sheppard, author Jason Wallace.
Thank you ever so much. This is definitely a career highlight for me. I was actually at the launch of this prize over a decade ago as a young editor, and I remember being so inspired when I heard about Henrietta Branford and Wendy Boase and the relationship they had. And I remember thinking, oh, I'd love to win that prize. And also, I'd love to have that relationship with my authors. I do feel a bit of a fraud winning it for this book because, well, it was such a special book when it came in, and I really, well, in the industry we have a term called turd polishing, and I've done quite a bit of that over the years, and I sometimes think I've actually got a prize for that rather than having anything to do with this incredible book. Thank you for rewarding editors. At the moment, all we seem to hear is that in the digital age we won't be needed, and that, well, we do feel a bit undervalued sometimes, and we do tend to find that we have to do all our editing at the weekends and in the evenings because of all the other jobs that editors need to do now. And so it's wonderful to get a prize for doing the real job, which is finding an amazing book, loving it with all our might, and making sure that it is ready for the children out there. So thank you so much.
They say that writing is the loneliest profession. I'm not sure I would describe it as that, because that just makes me think of, you know, me tiptoeing to my computer over 57 cats and a few empty bottles each morning. It's not quite how it works, but it's certainly a difficult job. And I think having someone like Charlie there that I can turn to and have something back which actually means an awful lot instead of me just hitting my head against a brick wall means a huge amount. So thank you again, Charlie. I never really said this before, but just some small mention really. I don't want to get political, but this book was written on the back of a lot of blood, sweat and tears, and I don't mean mine, just mine anyway. But of course, the people of Zimbabwe are still suffering, and I hope, by winning this award, it does actually focus a little light on them and the plight which they still have to go, unfortunately. Children are, and always will be, voraciously hungry for good books. They are the harshest critics, as I have learned, but they are very honest critics, and they just want to read good books. And I think with awards like this, it's going to really help writers produce the kind of books that they enjoy and like. So thank you again, Branford Boase. Thank you.